What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode brought to you by the League FFB. Today, I got 5 Dynasty Fantasy Football trades that we are going to be reviewing. They are submitted straight to our Discord. So if you're not in the Discord and you want your trades reviewed, go ahead and join our Discord. It is free to join. It's going to be linked in the description or linked in the YouTube banner. So go ahead and join that. We can review your trades on the next episode. While we are speaking of the Discord, we are doing a giveaway for a signed NFL jersey mystery box. All you have to do to join that giveaway is be subscribed to the channel and be a member of the Discord. If you do those two things, all you have to do is go into the giveaway Discord tab. And once you're in there, you just click participate and you're entered to win. But without further ado, I want to get right into the video. So let's pull up these trades and let's start talking some Dynasty Fantasy Football. The first trade that I have for you guys today is going to be we have 2 Russell Wilson trades submitted by Dubridge. Says he's trying to get rid of him. It's a 12-team Superflex PPR start 9. He said the first is mid to late. So this is the trade here. He is going to be getting Treylon Burks and Anthony Richardson. He is going to be giving up Russell Wilson, T. Higgins, Greg Dulcich, and that mid to late first that he mentioned. Now, look, man, I love this deal for you, Dubridge. I think Anthony Richardson's ceiling is the highest of all the players here. I really do like T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins is a fantastic player. But anytime in a super flex league that I can go and get a guy who I think can be a game changer at the quarterback position, especially a guy like Anthony Richardson who has the ability to use his legs, score fantasy points on the ground, score them through the air, and so on. The ceiling is just high for Anthony Richardson. And I don't think Treylon Burks is a bad player at all either. I actually did a video earlier this offseason where we tagged him as somebody who I would be looking to buy low on right now. I think you can get him at a discount, and I think he should outweigh the production because there really is no other pass catchers in Tennessee right now. If you believe in Treylon Burks' talent, I think he is a fantastic buy. And all it cost you was Russell Wilson, who's aging, and we're hoping he gets a bounce back. I think he will, but we're hoping he gets a bounce back. T. Higgins, Greg Dulcich, and a late first. Yeah, sign me up, man. I'm all in on this. I like the Anthony Richardson and Treylon Burks side. Now, I do want to go over into the next one. The next one he says is a 10-team, 2 quarterback. Hold on, let's read this whole thing, right? 10-team, 2 quarterback, super flex tight end premium. He said I can start 3 QBs. So he can start 3 QBs. It's a half PPR, point per carry, and a quarter point per pass completion. Man, there's some crazy scoring in this league. Other QBs are Herbert and Mahomes, wide receivers Chase, CD, Okay, one last year, paid a lot, but the scoring settings make QB and RB's God, so I felt like it was worth it. Okay, so let's look at what we got here. You are going to be trading away Russell Wilson and A.J. Brown and Khalil Herbert and Dallas Goedert. You're going to be getting Deshaun Watson and Kenneth Walker. Now, this is interesting because I've never played in a league with the scoring that you have. However, if it sounds like you're making the running backs really, really count, I could see why Kenneth Walker would be valuable. But I think on paper, it does seem like you paid a lot. I think A.J. Brown, to me, is a top 5 fantasy wide receiver in Dynasty Fantasy Football right now. Khalil Herbert should get some run this year. Is it worth the upgrade? Possibly. I guess it really depends on how valuable those running backs are. My only worry is that Kenneth Walker does get Zach Charbonnet in the backfield. And with that being said, he's probably going to lose at least some of the carries, some of the passing down work, some of the goal line work. And if that happens, is it worth it? I guess it just depends. I know you said you get a quarter point per pass completion. Is Deshaun Watson that much better than Russell Wilson right now? I mean, I have him higher in my tier rankings. I have him higher on my official quarterback rankings as well. So it's like there's a good chance he could be. It feels like you paid a lot. And it seems like that's what you think so too. It seems like you said you feel like you paid a lot. So I'm going to be interested to see how this works out. I think my gut tells me that I want to have the A.J. Brown, Khalil Herbert, Russell Wilson side, but I definitely can see why you go the Deshaun Watson and Kenneth Walker side as well, especially if it does really bump up those running backs the way you say it does. and if you're not super worried about Zach Charbonnet in that backfield. Now, I do think Watson does have a little bit of a bounce back. Again, I think Russ does too, but obviously, I would much rather have Deshaun Watson. So that is an interesting trade. And I've never played in a league with those types of scoring settings. So that is interesting in itself. I am very intrigued by that. Now, we do have a trade that I made earlier this week, and I wanted to share with you guys as well. So this is a 10-team super flex tight end premium PPR. This is the first year that I'm going to be contending out of a rebuild. And so I went and traded DJ Moore, unfortunately, because I've been a very big DJ Moore truther in the past. Now I've that was my last DJ Moore share. I've sold off all of my shares. And I get Brandon Ayuk and Chigakonkwo. Now, if you've been following the channel, you know I'm a big fan of Brandon Ayuk. I think Brandon Ayuk broke out last year, and I think that the best is yet to come. I do think that there is a ceiling that Brandon Ayuk can hit where I think he could be a wide receiver one for Dynasty Fantasy Football. I think he can creep into that top 12. So whether he does that this year or not, I'm not sure, but I do think he can do that in his career. I'm just losing faith in DJ Moore, man. I think the move to Chicago is probably lateral, maybe just a minor upgrade. But what does that mean? I mean, we think DJ Moore, the guys who've been truthers of DJ Moore, and that's been me, right? The people who have been truthers have always wanted him to be this wide receiver one, and he's just never done it. And I'm starting to lose faith. Chigakonkwo, he was a throw-in just to kind of even out the deal, in my opinion, because I do think DJ Moore is more valuable than Ayuk at the moment. I just was willing to take the upside of Ayuk at this time, especially on a team that's a little bit younger, coming out of a rebuild, going into a contending window. And to me, man, I think Chig, he's a sleeper a little bit. I know he's getting some hype in the dynasty community, but he's still not being valued super highly. So I took a shot there. It is tight end premium, so maybe a Conquo can do something, but ultimately it was a Brandon Ayuk for DJ Moore trade. And for what it's worth, I'm an advocate of what Matt Harmon is doing over there at Reception Perception. And Brandon Ayuk has checked a lot of boxes as far as that wide receiver grading has went for Matt Harmon's model over there. Anyways, that is a trade that I made. I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Let me know, would you rather have DJ Moore or Brandon Ayuk long term? Now we have two more trades, and these are the last trades of the episode. We have a 10-team Superflex tight end premium PPR, and he says he's defending champ. So Tyson gets Christian Watson. He gives up Kadarius Toney and a 2024 second. This is pretty easy to me, guys. I want Christian Watson. I think Kadarius Toney's ceiling is probably what Christian Watson did last year. Ironically, I think Christian Watson, yeah, he loses Aaron Rodgers, and they add Jaden Reed and Luke Musgrave and a couple of other extra passing options. But at the end of the day, I think Christian Watson is probably the wide receiver one there still. I do have big faith in Jaden Reed, but I'm going to say Christian Watson is still the wide receiver one right now. He's a freak athlete, scored a lot of touchdowns. Obviously, the touchdown efficiency is going to come down a tiny bit. You don't score that many touchdowns that often. But I like Christian Watson. I think he's way more talented than Kadarius Toney. And I like this side of the deal for you, Tyson. So Toney, I think he could have some upside in KC. They seem to kind of want to involve him a little bit. It's just still to be seen. I worry about Toney in a couple different departments. He's not a fantastic route runner. He's super athletic. He's good at making guys miss, but he's not a fantastic route runner. And he's, consistently had some issues off the field that's kept him off of the field, and just injuries and some other things like that too. I don't see the love that Kadarius Toney is getting in the community right now. I'm wanting to pump the brakes on Kadarius Toney. I know he's with Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, and that does help pump people up a little bit, but sometimes a lot of bit. But I really I want to pump the brakes on Kadarius Toney. I don't think he's that great of a player. So, anyways, I am going to go with Christian Watson's side on this deal. Now, my last and final trade that we had submitted was a 10-team Superflex tight end premium PPR. Straight up, Jonathan Taylor for Breece Hall. And I think looking at it, just based off my rankings, I have Breece Hall one rating higher than Jonathan Taylor in my overall Dynasty running back rankings. So I think based on that, obviously I'm going to go Breece Hall. However, I do want to give some context to these guys. I think Jonathan Taylor is super, super talented, and I think he's probably better this season than Brees Hall because we know that coming off of an ACL, running backs typically tend to have a little bit less productive of a year when they're coming that first year off of the ACL. So I do like Brees Hall more long term. Really, you look at both of them as long term assets. Neither of them are old, and neither of them, have very, very short windows. But I think I like Brees Hall more, but this is more than fair. This is a very, very fair trade. And just knowing what I know about Killer B, he's a Colts fan, so it makes sense why he makes that move. And like I said, the ACL could be enough to scare somebody just a tiny bit to move one guy down or one guy up or however you look at it. But I do think this is a very fair deal, and I think Jonathan Taylor probably has a little bit better of a season this year, but Brees Hall I think has probably a little bit, just a tiny bit, maybe 1 or 2 more years longer than Jonathan Taylor, long term. But that's to be seen. So we'll see how that goes. That is the 5 trades that I have for you guys today, straight out of our Discord. Again, if you have not joined the Discord, go join the Discord. It is free to join. We are giving away a signed NFL jersey, and you can always submit your trades and other things to get included in videos as well. So I don't have anything else for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please leave it a like, comment, subscribe, do all of that good YouTube stuff because we are a small channel, and that type of stuff really does help us out and helps us grow because the goal here is to help as many people as possible win Dynasty Fantasy Football Championships, and we can only do that if we reach more people. So thank you for taking some time to watch this video today. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. I will see you on the next one. Peace out.